So, and I bet this is Ken. Hi, Ken. Oh, who do we have here?
Hello, how are you? I'm just I just bought a house in Greenfield, and I just wanted to start learning a little bit more about the town. So I hope you get to join the meeting.
Well, this is an odd meeting to join. I'll just tell you why, Ronit. My name is Linda McInerney. I'm the chair of the Greenfield Local Cultural Council. This actually is a meeting for a gentleman who disagreed with our decision about funding for the Greenfield Local Cultural Council.
Okay.
You're welcome to join, and maybe you'll want to stay afterwards or come back another time and we can tell you more about Greenfield, but it's certainly a public forum and you're welcome to be here. It's got a very specific agenda. We've got to get a thing done, so you're not going to learn a lot about Greenfield, but I will say, please feel free to contact me. I'll give it to you right now before everybody gets here. I'm going to give you my contact information and then we can have a real chat because this is sort of more of a businessy kind of a meeting that I think will be quite dull for you.
Okay.
So my name's Linda McInerney. You can see my thing under my thing there.
I don't see it.
Oh, you don't see me. Okay, so here we go. Linda, Linda. And my last name is McInerney, although you don't need to know that, or you can. It's McInerney. And I'll give you my email address and we can start from there, dear. Does that sound like a good idea? Because we welcome you to Greenfield. We're thrilled that you're here.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Yay, welcome, welcome. Okay, so my email address.
Can I say one thing to Ronit?
Oh, yeah, go in there.
רונית, אני הרב כאן, בכנסת שיש, היחיד שיש.
Oh,
okay. Okay. Look in Google
I
under
take it back.
synagogue.
Don't call me.
Okay.
If you call Andrea, what's your email address?
She'll find me. It's rabbi@templeisraelgreenfield.org.
okay.
That's way better.
Wonderful.
Please call. I look forward to talking.
And I'll join you some other time.
I slipped it. Helping all you people and saying horrible things.
Did you call myself that?
They talk very fast, yes.
Anyway, it was nice seeing you all.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Great.
Okay.
So we'll talk soon, Ronit.
Sound good. Ronit.
Great. Ronit, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just waiting now for, Kate is going to be a little bit late, like 5 minutes late, so no worries there. And then who else do we have coming? What did I say? Kate, Joanna, Andrea. No, that's it. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so why don't I go over protocol before Ken gets here? So because I went through this last time with an absolute batshit crazy person who was very mean to me. I know all about
I
this.
can attest to that.
And just
But I must say I'm not worried about that this time.
I just want to remind everyone we are in a public forum.
Right.
This is open to the
I'm
public.
happy to say that to anybody. And if you take me on as a volunteer, you're stuck with my mouth. So the protocol is that when Ken arrives, should he arrive, he doesn't have to arrive. Should he arrive, we ask him to make his case, and then y'all can ask questions, and then we can then we say goodbye. It actually used to be that the person would go in the other room, we would talk, and then the person would come back. But given the WebEx nature of things, I think what we could do is say, Ken, thank you, we'll make a decision, and then we'll be back in touch with you. So that's how it goes. So it shouldn't take very long. It should be a 15 or 20 minute thing.
Linda, I think as part of a public meeting, he's allowed to keep attending. It doesn't have.
No, not during our. Nope. There's a little thing where we get to talk without him in the room.
So then that would be executive session.
No, I don't know what it's called, but we were walked
meeting.
through it by MCC, and we're allowed to to talk amongst ourselves about the information that we've received. I mean, that's how we did it last time, and it was totally by the book.
Okay. Okay. I mean, as far as MCC is one thing, and then public meeting is concerned is another.
Oh, public meeting versus MCC.
Yeah, and I know when I sit on the historical commission, like we do a demolition delay review. We let the people make comment, and then they're welcome to stay while we deliberate. They're not allowed to participate once we deliver.
Oh, I was allowed to have the terrible woman leave the room. So I don't really know that. Well, if he wants to say, I mean, I'll say anything, we can talk while he's here if that's what he wants to do. Not a problem.
So what it would be is he would be on mute for that part. So he would just be like anybody tuning into watch.
Any member of the public would be, as a member of the public, he's allowed to participate since it's a public meeting.
So then that's really good. I talked that through with you, Robin. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm the mean public meeting police.
No, it's good. It's good. I don't have any problem with it at all. Nobody will be as crazy as that last lady.
And then other reminders are that all votes should be by roll call.
We got to do the same.
And not even just visually, verbally, because if someone calls in, they won't get a record of anything that's visual. So that's the reason why we do a roll call vote for both attendance and any votes.
Great.
When was he asked to come?
For 7 o'clock. It is. Oh, wow. It's 7:08. Oh, maybe he'll choose not to come. I mean, it's not required. And here's Kate. So we now have a quorum.
All right, you guys have got quorum. Linda, you've got the host role.
I'm all set.
I'm going to mute my computer and stop my video, but leave myself on just so.
Okay, in case everything blows up.
Yeah. Okay, so have a good meeting, folks.
All right, honey, thank you.
Sure
All right,
thing.
well then let's just talk about it before he gets here. You guys read actually, let me ask the question. Did y'all read the email chain?
Yes. Yes.
So what are your feelings? Like, what do you think? And hi, Kate, by the way, can you hear us?
Hi, Linda, I can. I'm sorry, I don't have time to swap onto my laptop, so you can't.
No problem. Just stay there, sweetie, just as long as you can hear us and we can hear you. It doesn't matter. So what are your,
Oops.
Whoops.
You're frozen. Are you back?
There, I'm back. Are you back?
All right.
Okay, here we go. What are your feelings about it all?
Okay, do you want me to start?
Sure, go, girl. Go.
Okay. Well, I watched the video. Well, I had a couple of concerns. One, I mean, I think it's a cool concept. I like how he's making those puppets. I think the puppets are really cool. I think it's a neat message. I don't understand how it is meets a targeted audience, like how it's really supporting Greenfield. But I did see how he said that he could connect it through Facebook and through different ways. So I think how much money? Well, my question was, I don't remember how much money he was looking for.
He was asking for $1,000.
Oh, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I just got to say, he's a Springfield guy, and he doesn't really have a relationship with Greenfield.
Right. So I was wondering about that. I was looking to see where he's from, and I saw he's from Springfield. Yeah. So I don't really get the whole connection. I think he's got a cool concept.
Okay.
I like his concept. I like his puppets, but I don't know how much it really is geared towards our town.
Yeah. How about anybody else? What are other people's thoughts?
I guess I felt sort of a similar thing, that it felt like an idea that he could shop anywhere. Mm-hmm. That there's nothing about it that really connects to, this is what I know about, this fills a niche in Greenfield, or this is something I know about Greenfield so that I can take what I do and really speak directly to something going on, like an actual need that's been identified in the community, or some other kind of actual connection.
I agree.
I would shift the question just a little bit. I see some of the same, weaknesses as you're identifying in terms of him being from out of town, and it's a pretty, evergreen kind of program that's neutral, that could be promoted anywhere. And on the other hand, I mean, you could look at that question by saying, could this be beneficial? Could this be useful? You know, could there be a need that he perhaps hasn't researched or identified? But yeah, scamming is a thing. And then if we look at it that way, then our question would be, is that in our purview? Is it cultural? Is it humanities, you know?
Right, but
was another
let me
question
offer
I
in his defense, just to let you know, that was what we discussed to begin with, Andrea, for sure, that it was outside of the purview of humanities or sciences or arts. But he hammered home that because it's being done with puppetry, that is an art form. So he's got a defense on that.
Oh, yeah.
It's being done. I mean, it's not, the subject is not within the guidelines, but the vehicle with which he presents it is within the guidelines.
Really?
Puppets. Sure.
So if I went to my dissertation defense and did it with puppets, that would. If I was doing a dissertation in chemistry and did the defense with puppets, I could be.
Well, if they were shadow puppets, you might get a pass, but I don't know about the Muppet thing.
Right. I guess it's not clear to me. Does this actually fill a niche in Greenfield? Has he looked into Greenfield enough?
For seniors, you know, and that is the thing. We didn't have too many seniors projects. I think we were waylaid by the fact that it's, you know, it's about cybersecurity, and that has nothing to do with the arts or the humanities or the sciences. That was sort of where we landed on it.
Right.
That said, it's done with puppets and it's for seniors. And then there's the other side, and I really hate that the Mass Cultural Council doesn't tell you all the different cultural councils that have been applied to. I'd be willing to bet that there are about 15 or 20 different cultural councils that got applied to, and you know. So
$1,000 is a lot.
Yeah, we're not. I mean, I would be really bummed if you guys changed your mind and went with anything like that. Because, you know, our little community is so needy and so ill-served in so many ways. But that said, we would get him off our backs, and he would be reconsidered for a small number. You know, we could do something like $25 or $50. What we could do actually is we could take the sort of $43.29 off of Sam Wood's allocation and give that to him and vote upon that, and he'd have a little bit of money. We would be able to tell him that we approved his project, and then the seniors would have to get their puppet show.
Right, exactly. So I think what I'm thinking about this is that yeah, I think we should. I mean, I feel bad when people ask for money and they come up with something kind of, you know, intriguing. I mean, it's intriguing what he's doing. And then, but I was thinking if maybe we offer him, you know, maybe 1/10 of what he's asking for, and then us also ask him how it directly affects, you know, helps the needs of our seniors. So maybe he could, you know.
Well, he's not here to answer that question. So we need to make that decision tonight, unless we want another reconsideration meeting.
Right. I mean, if you can say, well, how does it directly affect our seniors? How, you know, what if they don't have YouTube? How are they going to be able to watch this? Can you make this so that, you know, like direct something that actually happened to someone in Greenfield, like, you know, make it more relatable to seniors in Greenfield? You know, maybe there's a scam that's like that's been affecting like seniors in Greenfield, like a specific one or something, and maybe you could address it to that, just so that it's not just this is out to the world. I mean, I just feel like if it was more focused in some way on our town, that it would be better. Our needs would be met more. But I don't think. I think $1,000 is ridiculous. I think. You know.
Well, how do you propose to do that, Kate, since we are not going to be able to see him unless we have another meeting? Oh, wait, maybe this is he.
No, that's Bob Wilford.
Hi, Bob.
He's he's part of the Greenfield, like, I guess he's just here to observe.
Bob, will you please introduce yourself and let us know how you've come to find us?
He's got his mute on.
He's got his mute on. Well, Bob, we welcome you. I'll tell you what's happening in our meeting right now. We have a reconsideration meeting from the Greenfield Local Cultural Council, and we have been invited to reconsider an application from a gentleman called Ken Harris, who is from Springfield, who has offered a puppet show for seniors that teaches them about cybersecurity. And what we're in the midst of right now is a discussion of if we will reconsider that request. So I go back to you, Kate. Since Ken is not here, you know, without calling another meeting, I don't think we can ask. Well, unless you want to make it contingent upon. Do you want to dig into that a little bit more, Kate?
Yeah, I was thinking if you made it say that we can offer him, like, I don't know, maybe like $100, but it's contingent upon how we can make it more relatable to the actual seniors in Greenfield. I mean, he couldn't come here for $100 and do a puppet show. I mean, if he could, that would be good. If he just put on his own little puppet show in one of the elderly facilities.
But that's not the proposal at all. Though,
I know
Kate.
it's not. I know it's not.
Proposing to do is
right. So yeah. So I was thinking that if you could just some way relate it to green, like we can give you a certain amount, you know, some money, but we just want it to be more directed towards our actual seniors here in Greenfield.
See, and the challenge with that, Kate, and you know, and I totally respect what you're saying. And the challenge with that is how do we hold him to that? You know, how do we? I don't see that there can be accountability there.
Right.
Since it's just a YouTube, you know, he basically is turning on his YouTube station at a time that's announced, you know, on Facebook.
Right. And who? I mean, YouTube is yeah. And how many of our seniors have YouTube on there? I mean I don't know that, and it's certainly not proven in the application. What are you? You were going to say something, Andrea? I see you.
Everyone with a computer has access to YouTube.
Okay.
True, I know, but I agree, but it doesn't mean that.
Are they tuned into YouTube? I think is what Kate is saying. More like, you know, are they? You know what I mean? Are they into YouTube enough to pick up that there's going to be a show? And by the way, I think the other thing that we need to get into, if we decide to give him $100, we need to decide who we take that away from, because we've spent every penny.
Right.
I'm still not clear how this is different from other applicants that we say they're applying to everybody in the world. They've not taken the step of figuring out how this connects to our community. And that, you know, like somebody who is doing some kind of program down in Springfield on who knows what, and they're just applying to every cultural council, but basically they're going to be doing a program in Springfield that we can watch on YouTube. Or
You're absolutely right. And this is the dilemma that we face with the pandemic, is that now that we've gone remote, right? Mm-hmm. Now that we've gone remote, how do we know that someone is building something for our community? And I think that's the reason, that's the other main reason that we denied this gentleman to start with, is it seemed from the writing of the application that it was a general YouTube offering based in Springfield that named Greenfield as a target without doing anything more than naming Greenfield as a target.
Okay, so Linda, here's my solution now. I think maybe you should say to him, okay, you know, we like your proposal, but we don't think it's geared enough towards Greenfield. You know, maybe you should try again next year. We've already allocated our funds. And if you can, and you know, we're willing to review this next year. But right now, we'd like you to really think about how you can make it more geared towards our town.
That is a good solution, according to my brain. How does everybody else feel about that?
Works for me. I mean, it seems to me like that's the general consensus that we've been saying is how does this connect with the people who actually live in Greenfield, who are the
Right.
target audience?
Yeah.
Does this in some real way address, you know, concerns that they actually have? Or is it something that somebody has decided to put together a program and now is just shopping around to communities, assuming that people will want to see it without actually checking to see, does it?
Well, and without really inviting them, you know, without.
Right. Without checking to figure out what are their questions and what would be aspects that would be of particular interest or concern.
Yes,
So-
and yes, and also, Linda, you could even, when you reply to them, say, you know, maybe you could send out a questionnaire to our seniors and ask them what type of thing they would like to have addressed in a puppet show. So, and then you could, you know, submit your proposal next year. So it's like we care that he's reconsidering, but he doesn't really meet our criteria. So kind of put it back in his hands, sort of.
I like that idea, Kathleen. Kate, rather. Sorry, I'm looking at your name. It says Kathleen. So,
Right.
Kate, what I'm receiving from you, and let me just say this out loud, is responding and saying that we had our reconsideration meeting, and we decided that even though, no, I'm not even going to go there. We decided to stay with our original decision.
Yeah.
However, we encourage application to the next round of grants with the stipulation that the proposal targets our audience in, you know, X, Y, and Z ways. Does
Yeah.
that seem correct to everybody?
Sounds good to me.
And X, Y,
What
and
do you think,
Z,
Andrea?
X, Y, and Z would be outreach or research about the need in the community and so forth. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, I haven't idea where the money would come from, but I'm comfortable with where it's going at this point, so I won't.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I
Okay.
think
Okay. How about you, Joanna? Where's your head altogether now?
I think I'm in agreement that if he were to do some more research on making the connection between what he's doing and the seniors who actually live in our community, to turn it from kind of a generic program, you know, kind of like what you would see just on any public access place, to something that actually makes connections with members of our community, which is kind of the point.
It is
Of a
totally
cultural
the
council.
point, the whole point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree.
Okay. And does anybody else have any input or any just thoughts to share before I bring this to the vote and do a roll call? Okay, I'm hearing nothing. Therefore, I put forth the, I guess we need to do it in terms of a motion. We'll stay with Robert's rules. So does anybody, since I'm chair, I should not do that. Does anybody want to move that we stay with our declining of the project, but we'll encourage application next year with focus upon Greenfield?
So moved.
Great. Do we have a second?
I second it.
All in favor, please? And you'll have to say your name when you, like I'll do it. I, Linda McInerney, say aye.
I, Joanna Whitney, say aye.
I, Andrea Cohen-Kiner, say aye.
I, Kathleen Struve Richards, say aye.
All right, done deed, love muffins. We did our thing. So I'll write him a letter tomorrow. I think I'm going to go make a drink and watch the news right now, but I'll do it tomorrow. I'll send out a letter tomorrow. And by the way, just to let you know that what we can do is I'm working with Robin and I'm going to send out all the yeses on Saturday.
Okay.
And now what?
That's our 2 week. We have to do this 2 week thing for the reconsiderations.
Okay.
So we're good. We did a great job.
So is this now is decided? He can't then go to.
He's done.
the state?
Yeah, no, he's done. I mean, I've never heard of it going any further. He would be a real butthead if he went further than that. That's not happening.
Well, I mean, I think we're holding him to the same criteria that we
Yeah.
have used with you know, across the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think
And-
this will be the end of the story for sure. I think
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay. Okay.
All right, my darlings, you can go have your supper now.
Okay.
Great.
Linda.
Good to see you all.
All right, great
Nice
to
to
see
see you
you.
all.
And
Yes.
meeting adjourned. So the next thing that gets to happen is I'll send out all the letters to approve, and then it's a happy day.
Okay.
Yay.
Thank you, Linda.
Yay.
Thank
Okay,
you.